What would you do if the conveniences of modern life suddenly disappeared? This is not just a hypothetical question to be pondered over a cup of coffee, but a stark reality that many people across the globe have faced. Our world is a complex, interconnected web of systems that can and have faltered in the blink of an eye. From natural disasters to economic downturns, the unexpected can strip away the comforts we take for granted. In these moments, the essence of survival is laid bare. It's not about the latest gadgets or grandiose luxuries. It's about the basics: food, water, shelter, health, and community. Enter the world of homesteading, a lifestyle that embraces self-reliance and preparedness. Homesteaders are not just dreaming about survival, they're living it. They are the masters of resilience, equipped with skills that have been honed over generations, from growing heirloom tomatoes to raising livestock, from harnessing solar energy to collecting rainwater. These individuals know how to provide for their needs from the land beneath their feet. Consider the story of the Johnsons, a family living off-grid in the heartland of America. When the local supermarket shelves went bare during a prolonged drought, they didn't panic. Why? Because their pantry was filled with jars of preserved fruits and vegetables from their garden, and their well provided a steady supply of water. They had taken the concept of survival into their own hands, not leaving it to chance or market forces. Or take the example of Emma, a solo homesteader in the chilly climes of northern Canada. She doesn't rely on the grid for warmth during the harsh winters. Instead, she's harnessed the power of wind and solar energy, ensuring her home stays cozy even when the mercury plummets. Each of these homesteaders has their own unique approach, but they share a common thread: the pursuit of self-reliance. They understand that survival is not about waiting for help to arrive, but about being prepared to weather any storm that comes their way. In the face of uncertainty, these homesteaders have found a way to thrive. The essence of survival, it seems, is not just about enduring, but about flourishing in the midst of adversity. As we delve further into the world of homesteading, we'll discover more about the tools, techniques, and mindset that make this possible. Stay tuned. Homesteaders arm themselves with critical skills to ensure their survival. The first skill in the homesteader's toolkit is food production. Growing your own food isn't just about planting seeds and hoping for the best. It's about understanding the soil, knowing when to plant, and recognizing the right time to harvest. Homesteaders cultivate a diverse range of crops, from heirloom tomatoes to root vegetables, ensuring a nutritious diet year-round. But what about when the growing season ends? That's where food preservation comes in. Canning, dehydrating, and fermenting are all methods used to store food for the lean months. Each process has its own merits, but they all share a common goal: to extend the shelf life of the harvest and keep the pantry stocked. Next on the list is water sourcing. Rainwater harvesting and well digging are common practices. Homesteaders understand that water is life, and having a reliable source is critical. They take measures to ensure they have access to clean, safe water no matter the circumstances. Energy generation is another crucial skill. Solar panels and wind turbines dot the landscape of the modern homestead. These renewable energy sources power everything from lights and appliances to tools and equipment. Homesteaders are harnessing the power of the sun and wind to live off the grid, reducing their dependence on traditional power sources. Health management is the last, but certainly not the least, skill in the homesteader's toolkit. Knowing basic first aid techniques and preparing natural remedies are essential. Homesteaders are often miles away from the nearest hospital, making self-reliance in healthcare a necessity. These skills are not learned overnight. It takes time, patience, and a lot of trial and error. But the reward is a lifestyle of self-sufficiency, resilience, and peace of mind. With these skills, homesteaders create their own lifeline. Beyond survival, homesteading offers a sustainable way of life. A life where every action is a thoughtful one, designed to work with the rhythms of nature rather than against them. Homesteading practices have long been rooted in sustainability, harnessing the power of renewable resources to create a self-sufficient lifestyle. It starts with energy. Many homesteaders have turned to renewable power sources like the sun and wind to electrify their homes and power their tools. They've installed solar panels and wind turbines, freeing themselves from the grid and reducing their reliance on fossil fuels. Water, that most precious resource, is carefully managed. Rainwater is captured and stored for use in the dry months. Greywater systems recycle water from sinks and showers to irrigate gardens, And those gardens are a marvel of sustainable practice themselves. They're usually organic, free of harmful pesticides and synthetic fertilizers. Instead, compost and natural fertilizers nourish the soil, creating an environment where plants can thrive. And let's talk about waste. In a homestead, nothing goes to waste. Kitchen scraps are composted, turning waste into rich, fertile soil for the garden. Items are repaired, reused, or repurposed, reducing the need for new goods. Even human waste can be composted and used in non-food gardens, closing the loop in a truly sustainable way. But perhaps the most sustainable aspect of homesteading is its focus on the local. By growing their own food, homesteaders reduce the need for long-distance transportation and the carbon emissions that come with it. They preserve heirloom varieties of fruits and vegetables, maintaining biodiversity and resilience in our food systems. The examples of sustainable living are endless in the world of homesteading, from the chicken that provides eggs and pest control, to the bees that pollinate the crops and produce honey. Every element of a homestead works together in a sustainable cycle of life. Homesteading isn't just about survival, it's about living in harmony with nature. It's about recognizing our place in the ecosystem and making choices that sustain and enrich it. It's about a lifestyle that's not just good for us, but good for the planet too. Homesteading isn't a solitary endeavor, it's a community effort. Picture, if you will, a group of individuals, each with their unique skills and knowledge, working together. This is the heart of a homesteading community. Not just a collection of people, but a network of interdependence and cooperation. In the world of homesteading, resource sharing is not just a virtue. It's a survival strategy. Imagine one homesteader with a knack for growing tomatoes, while another excels at raising chickens. By exchanging goods, both parties benefit. This barter system, as old as civilization itself, is alive and well in the homesteading community. But resource sharing extends beyond tangible goods. Knowledge and skills are equally valuable commodities. Our tomato grower might not know the first thing about fixing a leaky roof, but their neighbor, a former construction worker, is a master of the trade. In exchange for a basket of fresh tomatoes, the neighbor happily repairs the leak. This exchange of skills not only fosters self-sufficiency, but also strengthens ties within the community. Community and homesteading also means support during tough times. When disaster strikes, be it a drought, a storm, or an unexpected frost, the community bands together. They pool their resources, share their provisions, and lend a helping hand. This mutual aid is the safety net that ensures the survival of the whole community. Homesteading communities are not built on transactions alone. They are also about communal gatherings, shared meals, and collective celebrations. These social aspects foster a sense of belonging, of being part of something larger than oneself. They remind homesteaders that they are not alone in their journey towards self-sufficiency and resilience. In essence, a homesteading community is a living, breathing embodiment of the adage, "Together, we are stronger." It's about looking out for one another, about lending a hand when needed, and about sharing in the joys and challenges of the homesteading life. So, remember, homesteading isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving, and the key to that is community. Together, homesteaders build resilient communities. Homesteading is a journey of self-reliance, sustainability, and community. It's a voyage that begins with a single step, a seed planted in the soil, a commitment to a life of resilience and preparedness. It's about taking control of your destiny, providing for your own needs, and living in harmony with the natural world. Homesteading is not just about survival, but about thriving. It's about producing your own food, from vibrant heirloom tomatoes to hearty root vegetables. It's about preserving that bounty, canning, dehydrating, and fermenting to ensure a well-stocked pantry throughout the year. It's about sourcing water, from rainwater harvesting to digging wells, ensuring a reliable, clean supply. But it goes beyond the basics. Homesteading is about energy independence, harnessing the power of the sun and wind, even producing your own biofuel. It's about health, mastering first aid techniques and preparing natural remedies. It's about self-sufficiency, but it's also about sustainability, nurturing biodiversity, reducing waste, recycling, repurposing. Yet, homesteading is not a solitary endeavor. It's about building community, sharing resources, bartering goods and services, coming together for mutual support. It's about resilience, not just in facing the challenges of nature, but in building a strong, interconnected community that can weather any storm. We have journeyed together through the essence of survival, the Homesteader's Toolkit, the sustainability solution, and the power of community. We've explored the many facets of homesteading, from the practical skills to the philosophical underpinnings. We've examined how homesteading offers a viable, sustainable solution to the challenges of survival in an uncertain world. Homesteading is a journey, and like any journey, it's not about the destination, but about the experience, the growth, the lessons learned along the way. It's about the satisfaction of knowing you can provide for yourself, the joy of living in harmony with nature, the strength of a supportive community. Are you ready to embark on your own homesteading journey?